Okay, very good. Right, and okay, we seem to be missing one person tonight, but we're going to go ahead and start the meeting anyway. So, it is now 7:07, and let's call the meeting to order for the month of July on July the 16th. Shall we start with the Pledge of Allegiance? And to introduce our guest tonight will be Victoria Knapp.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Welcome, community members and Supervisor, and I see many of our dignitaries here in the audience. I wanted to welcome you all tonight and to welcome Fiona Small to lead us in the pledge. Fiona is a second-generation native Altadenan. She currently attends Blair High School, and she's a junior in the Health Careers Academy. She completed the middle years program at Blair, which is an International Baccalaureate school, and she just completed the Sheriff's Explorer Academy. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome up Fiona.
May all of you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Thank you.
Thank you, Fiona.
Okay. Veronica Jones, would you please take the roll?
Good evening. Council members, after you hear your name, please respond. Okorie Ezieme. Pat Sutherlen.
Here.
Jennifer Lee. Here. Dorothy Wong. Here. Jeff Simmons. Here. Victoria Knapp.
Present.
Billy Malone.
Present.
Aaron Cheetah. Dr. Sandra Thomas.
Present.
Gloria Sanyika.
Present.
Antonio Becerra.
Present.
Justin Robertson.
Here.
Reginald Wilkins.
Present.
Sylvia Vega.
Present.
Diane Markison.
Here.
We have a quorum with 1 absent and 15 present.
Thank you. You
Corey
ready?
walked in.
Yes, I am. Okay. The item number 1.3, to approve the July 16, 2019 meeting agenda.
Mr. Chair,
Council.
I move to approve.
Councilmember Sutherlen.
Thank you. I want to let you know that the Executive Committee met on July the 9th to set the agenda for this evening. There are copies on the piano for those that might not have picked one up on the way in. Are there any changes or amendments to the agenda from the council?
I'd like to add something for 4602 under reports.
Oops.
That'll
46,
become 9.2.
9.2? Right.
Thank you.
Reggie?
4612.
4612 will be 9.3. Anyone else? Okay, in that case, I move to accept the agenda as amended.
Second.
Okay, the motion to approve the agenda as amended for July 16, 2019 has been properly moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposing? Any abstentions? Okay, that is the order for tonight's meeting. Officers' report. For the chairman, I will skip that for now so that I can catch my breath, then I'll come back if that's okay. So let's move on to Vice Chairman's report. Councilmember Sutherlen.
Okay. As indicated on the agenda, public comment is going to be accepted twice during this evening's meeting. The first time is general public comment, which you'll find after the public safety reports, which under item number 6. And there will also be public comment under the Land Use Committee 7.1 under the item that is here as an action item. So there's twice. If you would like to make comments, the comment cards are on the piano, so please complete a comment card with your name and address and telephone number if you want to have a response. And when you make your public comment, you'll come up and speak at the podium, and you'll have 2 minutes to make your comments. And I think that's it, very short.
Okay, thank you, Councilmember Sutherlen. Recording Secretary's report, Councilmember Jones.
The minutes of June 18, 2019 were emailed to all council members with requests for any additions or corrections. All corrections and additions that were received have been incorporated into the final minutes. Having incorporated all additions and corrections into the minutes, I make a motion that the minutes of June 18, 2019 be accepted in final form and placed on the town council webpage.
Second.
Okay, thank you, Councilmember Jones. There's been a proper motion to accept the minutes for June 18, 2019, properly seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposing? Anyone abstaining? One abstention. Thank you. Treasurer's report, Councilmember Lee.
The balance for the Altadena Town Council account is $2,376.74. We do run on donations, and I'm going to be passing the can around, and hopefully it will come back down on that side of the table. Thank you very much. Oh, my year-end report. I have a year-end report. Okay, so between last July and this July, these are the numbers, and they're actually very interesting. So our cash donations, that's the money that you're putting in the can, totaled $628.68. Election fee donations, that's the money that the $35 per application for this year, $315. We had a check donation of $600. And then our bank fees, $18, our website fee, $263.59, and reimbursement checks for snacks and things such as that, $1,062.65. So we have a healthy account, and thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for that summary. Item number 2.5, Corresponding Secretary's report, Councilmember Wong.
Thank you, Chairman. So again, we are moving forward with creating a fun, exciting website. And also, I started a community events page. So if there's any events that you would like put on there, we've got some really exciting stuff going on. AltadenaTownCouncil.org. And then check it out. I just, again, Parks After Dark, you'll probably hear later today. And also the exciting concerts. And then on the 21st, we have the Farnsworth Park Playground Community Input Meeting. So check it out, 7/21, 8/29, and 9/21. So I have a calendar page going up. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. It's up to you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Councilmember Wong. Okay, any questions for Councilmember Wong? Okay, all right. At this point, for the Chair's report, I had something prepared, but unfortunately I don't have it with me, but I do have something else that I want to share with the community. On behalf of the Altadena Town Council and the community, I would like to thank the members of our community and to my fellow council members for all that we do collectively towards making Altadena the best place in the world to live and raise family. It is and has always been my belief, philosophy, and mantra. And as you have heard me say at almost every meeting of the council that I have been privileged to preside, leaders have no more powers than the people give them. And powers lies in and with the people. It was true, it is true, and it will remain true. I'm honored to acknowledge our officials and other representatives who are present at this meeting, starting with our wonderful supervisor, Kathryn Barger. From Congresswoman Judy Chu's office, I believe, okay. Jonathan is here to represent the Congresswoman Judy Chu. And from Senator Anthony Portantino's office, do we have a representative? Not yet, okay. I'm also expecting someone from Assemblymember Chris Holden's office, I believe Ms. Ann. Okay, okay, wonderful. Ms. Ann Hickambottom. For the past years, we have developed comfortable and mutually beneficial working relationship with our local, state, and federal elected officials than any other time in the history of Altadena. There has been more collaboration on and over matters and issues affecting Altadena. Collaborations with law enforcement agencies, both the Sheriff's Department and the California Highway Patrol, has been better than any other time in the history of the Altadena Town Council. We have successfully found the formula to successfully engage the community. Our community involvement and engagement have been so far better than any other time. For example, when I was first elected in 2008, we had the first meet and greet your council member. And that has morphed into a very successful event that took place a few months ago, and that was the Altadena Town Council breakfast meeting and town hall that was hosted in 4610. That was very well attended, and I certainly hope that that will be the new trend for the Altadena Town Council to engage the community. The Education Committee this year have done a wonderful job. There was a recognition for women in history that was very well attended. So I say thank you and congratulations to Councilmember Lee for doing that. So the report that I'm giving is basically some of the highlights for this year. I know that about 3 years ago, we also started the Christmas party, which was well attended and as a source of entertainment for us to engage with the community. We continue to bring members of the community and groups to lead in the Pledge of Allegiance at every council meeting. These two continues to grow bigger and bigger. We have developed a mutual relationship with just about every organization within Altadena. So I hope that we will continue in that, in what we are doing. I like to make a quote in the words of Maxwell. A leader is one who knows the way, leads the way, and shows the way. I am proud to say that the Altadena the Town Council has done and is doing exactly that. But most importantly, and notably, that I have been a catalyst and a visionary behind the accomplishment. So far, we have done very well representing the city of Altadena. However, there is still room for improvement, and we vow to continue to do better. As you have often heard, and I said this, as we serve Altadena and beyond, we should never allow our personal agenda to override that of the community that we serve. We should always strive to build coalition consensus, which are the principles I have applied in the leadership of the Altadena Town Council. At all times, we must not fail or develop cliques because it will damage the progress we have made so far. We should be very transparent in all we do, and I believe the Altadena Town Council has done just that. Finally, over a year ago, I had publicly announced that I will not seek another term on the council due to professional and personal reasons. I have been involved in a number of projects overseas to help build infrastructure such as schools, roads, electric, healthcare system. And as I shared with the executive committee last Tuesday, it really hits home for me because growing up, I was not fortunate to have even a pen to write with. Going to school I had a slate, a little piece of board. That was how I took my notes. And so being able to help a country, a community that really doesn't have anything like that. There wasn't any school lunches or anything like that. So it really it overrides everything else that I'm doing because we are very fortunate in the United States to have that. So I have that opportunity, and it's a 2-year opportunity. So without hesitation, the moment that it was mentioned to me, I accepted to participate in that project. And some of you may not know, my growing up, I grew up during a civil war, and we did not have much. We had to live off of whatever we can find. And I ended up, and I'm not trying to spoil anybody's dinner, but when you have to live off of cricket, mice, mouse, all day long, if you can find one, it really humbled me. So I am quite humble in the things that has been achieved. So if you were to look at me many, many years ago, I was malnutrition, and I was fortunate to receive a cup of milk from the Red Cross a day. So when you hear things and see things on the news about war-ravaged areas, those are not things that are just being put out there. They are real, and I am one who experienced that. So, and I'm pretty humble in this country that it is a land of opportunity. So I just wanted to share that. Exercise books, so many things. I'm putting so much emphasis on this because that is what is driving me to what I am doing. I love this community, and when I'm done, don't be surprised to see me come right back here to continue to support my community. So I want to make sure that I dispel anything that might be out there. It is strictly a personal, professional reason why I may be temporarily out of the so much involvement with the Altadena Town Council. Today, For me to be here meant a lot for me. I was in Arkansas, so I flew back in here so that I would get the opportunity to speak to the community as well as to my fellow council members. That's how important it is for me. And I spent 5 years on the council and did not miss one day, either the land use committee, the executive committee meetings, and the town council meeting. So I would like to see somebody top that. So I guess I've done well for not having my real notes. So I'll just leave it at this. And let me just make sure I covered everything. Okay, so to my fellow council members, I really appreciate the support that I have received over the years. I am not saying goodbye. At least I still have, almost a year to go if time permits. But I know that I couldn't do the three Tuesdays out of every month because I'm having to schedule my trips around that. So at this time, I need to be gone for longer than 3 weeks at a time. So I believe that it will be to the best interest of the Altadena Town Council to not have that heavy load of the 3 weeks. I can manage 1 week out of every month to serve this community. So I thank you so much for your support, and I'm still here. And that concludes the chair's report. Item number 3, the swearing in newly elected council members and recognitions. I would like to call on our supervisor, Supervisor Kathryn Barger.
Okorie, we want to thank you. Hearing you tell your personal story, first of all, thank you for sharing that. But it exemplifies, first of all, why we are so fortunate to live where we live. But it also highlights to me why you have given so much of your time, because you understand the value of investing in your community. And to each and every one of you town council members, I know you're getting paid a lot of money to come here, right? And I thought we hadn't paid the electric bill because it was getting a little warm in here too. I thought maybe that was your way of getting me out of here quickly. But all kidding aside, I want to personally thank you. You know, we have town councils throughout the entire 5th district. Some are more robust than others. This would be the one that I would argue is robust. I look to my left, and Dorothy comes down to the board meeting and engages with us in a good, no, engagement is good. It means you care. And I respect anyone that would come down to our board meetings and wait 4 hours to testify for 1 minute. But it's about giving back to the community. We each have our own passions. And, you know, Billy, I got to know you through running for office. And for those of you that don't know, anyone that runs for an elected office is not for the faint at heart. And I got to know Billy, and Billy, I admire you so much. You are a beautiful man who cares about your family and your community. And I could go around and tell a story about each and every one of you. But more importantly, I want to thank you for giving of your time. My sister from another mother, Dr. Thomas, you mean the world to me. And you know, I'm so grateful for the mentorship that you've given me while I was working as a staffer, but also as a supervisor. But with that, I'm going to do some swearing in, and then I'm going to recognize some individuals who are outgoing members and a special chair that is going to go and do wonderful things for others in the world. So with that, will Veronica, Victoria, Billy, Nick, Dorothy, Reginald, and Sylvia please stand? Yeah, why don't you come right over here in front of me, please? Please. So I've got you to stand. Now I'm going to have you raise your right hand. Please respond by saying, I do. Do you accept the position bestowed upon you by the voters of Altadena and pledge to faithfully execute all duties and responsibilities given to you on behalf of the community? I do. Do you pledge to uphold the Altadena Town Council's bylaws and ethical standards during your term in office? I do. Congratulations, you are all now officially sworn in. And I have to say, I'm eager to see all the wonderful things you're going to do, but recognize Susie Niemer right here, my Pasadena field office, and Christian Daly, who also is my hidden weapon as well at the Pasadena field office. But we are here to serve you. Please recognize that, use that resource, and don't be shy. So with that, I also want to acknowledge okay, now you may go sit down. So, Okorie, I want to begin with you and thank you as an outgoing town council member, but also as a chair, for the time that you've given and the initiatives that you have developed. Truly, we're grateful on behalf of the LA County residents, 5th District, in particular Altadena. We want to present this proclamation to you, thanking you for your years of service. And now if I could have Justin and Sandra, Dr. Thomas, come up. I'd like to give you a proclamation, Dr. Thomas. Don't be shy now. And Justin Robertson. I want to thank you both for giving of your time. On behalf of LA County and the residents of Altadena, we want to present this to you. And I say we collectively, I signed it, but it's from all of us, recognizing the dedicated service you've given to the community. So we'll go around to the front of the podium. And so with that, again, I want to thank you all for helping me do my job, and I look forward to working with you collaboratively. And you look in here, and we've got representatives from the state here, their representatives here, and it just speaks volumes to the clout that you have and the difference you can make and are making. So with that, thank you very much.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for personally taking the time to come up here. And it means a lot to all of us. Yes. Are you interested?
Okay. Okay.
Should everybody stay? Oh, come on.
All right. I'll go.
Oh, because this is row one.
Can you see Billy?
That's right. Susie Niemer should be here.
Actually, where is Susu?
Yeah.
Susu.
Susie.
Yep. Yep.
Come on, Susie. And she goes.
There, perfect.
Behind the scenes.
All right.
Yeah, for sure, but very important. Thank you.
Okay, Congresswoman Judy Chu's office. Okay, let's settle down.
This gentleman is new to Judy Chu's office, and all I can say is he's got his work cut out for him. She's the hardest working Congresswoman I've ever seen, so I'm going to watch him age before my very eyes.
Thank you for the remarks, Supervisor Barger. And so I'd like to start by honoring Chairman Okorie, Ezieme. From the start, since I started working for Congresswoman Chu, you've been a great friend. You've been one of the hardest working elected officials that I've seen. You always make an effort to stay in contact with the office, keep good relations with the office, and you're really a strong advocate for your community. And so I wanted to really thank you and present you this certificate of congressional recognition on behalf of Congresswoman Judy Chu and the United States House of Representatives. And for the outgoing council members, I also have 2 certificates of congressional recognition for Dr. Sandra Thomas and Mr. Justin Roberts. So on behalf of Congresswoman Judy Chu and the United States House of Representatives, I would like to present these certificates.
Okay, for Assemblymember Chris Holden's office, we have Ms. Ann Hickambottom.
Good evening to the community and the town council. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to recognize your long-standing volunteers, without whom, community organizations like this just can't survive without dedicated community members who are volunteering their time to serve on these boards. So I'd first like to recognize you, Mr. Okorie, Ezieme, for all the work that you've done and will continue to do, and for your inspirational comments this evening as well. So we'd like to present this on behalf of Assemblymember Chris Holden and the California State Assembly. And as well for Dr. Sandra Thomas and for Justin Roberts, if you please join me up here and receive your recognition from the Assembly member. And again, thank you very much for all the work you've done supporting the community of Altadena. It's invaluable to all of us citizens. Thank you again.
Are there any other recognitions? Anyone else present?
Yes.
Yeah, I got one for them.
Okay, for the,
Did you bring one?
take yours, do yours.
Okay.
Yeah, is Kathryn Jacobson, is she can, or not?
I don't think she's
Oh,
ready
okay.
for that.
Okay, all right.
Okay, just for our colleagues that are leaving, Councilmember Robertson and Councilmember Dr. Sandra Thomas, your town council also has a recognition for you, and I rushed out, and it is not with me, but I'll read what it says. And this will be for Councilmember, both of you, but it will have different dates. It says, I'll start with Dr. Sandra Thomas. It says, in recognition of dedicated service to the city of Altadena as a member of the Altadena Town Council, and civic pride demonstrated by numerous contributions for the benefit of all the citizens of Altadena and beyond. And in your case, it will say from July 2017 to July 2019. And then for Councilmember Robertson, it reads the same, in recognition of dedicated service to the city of Altadena as a member of the Altadena Town Council and civic pride demonstrated by numerous contributions for the benefit of all the citizens of Altadena and beyond. And your year of service is from July 2015 to July 2019. There will be a proper presentation of that. So I like to, okay. All right, thanks. Let's do this now. Okay. Okay, maybe you do that one. Go do that one. Do that one, then I'll do the rest.
No, do that first. There's a reason, do that first.
Okay. Okay, this is from the Certificate of Recognition from the State of California Senate. And it goes to, let me come to the podium. Okay, for Dr. Sandra E. Thomas, Altadena Town Council, on behalf of the California State Senate, I joined the Altadena, and this is from Senator Anthony Portantino, so I'm reading what he says, it's not me. I joined the Altadena Town Council in thanking you for your outstanding contributions during your tenure as a council member. Our community has grown and flourished under your leadership. Your commitment to enhancing the quality of life for the residents of Altadena is truly appreciated. Best wishes on all your future endeavors. Altadena, California, July 16, 2019. Signed, Senator Anthony J. Portantino, 25th District. And also for Councilmember Justin Roberts, Altadena Town Council, on behalf of the California State Senate, I join the Altadena Town Council in thanking you for your outstanding contributions during your tenure as a council member. Our community has grown and flourished under your leadership. Your commitment to enhancing the quality of life for the residents of Altadena is truly appreciated. Best wishes. Signed, Senator Anthony J. Portantino, 25th District. May I ask the chair?
Since you have one from the senator also, for Okorie Ezieme, Altadena Town Council, certificate of recognition. On behalf of the California State Senate, I join the Altadena Town Council in thanking you for your outstanding contributions during your tenure as a council member and chair. Our community has grown and flourished under your leadership. Your commitment to enhancing the quality of life for the residents of Altadena is truly appreciated. Best wishes on all of your future endeavors. Altadena, California, July 16th, 2019. Senator Anthony J. Portantino, 25th District. So from the and stay right here. Because just stay right here. Stay right there, right there. This is from the town council, Okorie.
Thank you.
Presented to Okorie Ezieme, the Altadena Town Council recognizes your commitment to be of service to our Altadena community. We recognize you for the civic pride demonstrated through your dedication to be a vital source for our community by serving as chair and leader of the Altadena Town Council. In recognition of your leadership and guidance from July 2016 to July 2019 as chair of the Altadena Town Council, we celebrate you on this date. Your leadership has shown commitment to caring about the quality of life for our entire Altadena community. On behalf of the Altadena Town Council and the Altadena community, we thank you on this day, 16th of July, 2019. Signed by Patricia Sutherlen, Vice Chair, Altadena Town Council. Okay?
Like to say something personally to you. I wanted to thank you. The first year I came on board was a big year, and we had a big thing with the Pasadena Police Department, and you took the I guess the strength to say we are going to do something about it. And I think if someone else had been in that chair, it would have turned out different. But I want to thank you for getting us through that. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Election of, I'm sorry.
Would you like me to say?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, all right. All right, item number 4, election of new officers. So could we have a Slate committee report from our outgoing council member, Mr. Robertson?
Thank you very much. Consistent with the bylaws, the Slate Committee solicited nominations for this year's officers from the council, vetted those nominations, and presented to you 2 weeks ago a slate for your consideration as follows. For chair, Billy Malone. For vice chair, Pat Sutherlen. For corresponding secretary, Dorothy Wong. For recording secretary, Veronica Jones. And for treasurer, Jennifer Lee. I'd like to thank my colleagues on the committee for their diligent and thoughtful work. Council members Antonio Becerra, Sylvia Vega, and Reggie Wilkins. Madam Chair.
Okay, I'm back on. Thank you so much. Councilmember Robertson, it is really wonderful your vast and in-depth or insight on land use matters and the way that you contributed to this council will be missed. So we certainly do appreciate that. Now, you have heard the report of the Slate Committee, and the bylaws requires that we ask if there's any nominations from the floor.
I did. I actually wanted to nominate Okorie Ezieme for another term, but I understand that you have other commitments. But I just want to say thank you for your policies and insight on community engagement and transparency. I really feel that those policies really changed the image of the Altadena Town Council and opened the door for the community to really get involved. And I just want to say thank you for that. I was going to nominate you, but you are going somewhere else, so.
Thank you
So
so much
that's
thank you so much for the thought. I do appreciate that. Again, the bylaw requires that if there are no nominations on the floor, I'd like to close any nominations at this point. And since there are none, the officers are returned. The slate is returned as the officers of the 2019-2020 season. So congratulations to Councilmember Malone, Councilmember Jones, Councilmember Wong, and Councilmember Sutherlen, and then Councilmember Lee. Okay, so congratulations. To Councilmember Malone, we are not only, we are colleagues on the council, but we are also very good friends outside of the council. The council is in good hand, great hand. As a matter of fact, he is quick and he understands. He has passion, he has compassion. So, and I know that he listens to different views, but I also know him to be one that will go solo if needed in order to make the right decision for whatever the matter is. So, congratulations. Okay, public.
Would you like to turn it over to Billy? He's now the chair.
Okay, so, okay, so now officially so this will be turned over to Councilmember, the new chair, Councilmember Malone. Okay.
Well, I got big shoes to fill after Okorie. Okorie, thank you very much for the kind words. And again, I have big shoes to fill to come up with following in your footsteps, but I'm a pretty big guy, so I should be able to do it. Moving on to the public safety reports. We'll just keep moving forward. 5.1, California Highway. Is it Stephanie, Officer Stephanie Norton?
Good evening, Officer Norton, CHP. Just a recap of last month, actually May, there was a total of 28 collisions. Last month of June actually went down by 2. There's 26 total collisions. 6 of those were hit and runs. 5 of those were injuries, complaint of pain, no fatalities, and there was a total of 2 DUI crashes. The DUI total was actually down a total of 3, and like I said, 2 of those were involved in collisions. Just a couple tips for your summer travels. Make sure that you have extra water in the vehicle. Make sure you have chargers for your cell phones. And make sure that you do carry extra funds, cash. So if you do happen to break down, you can pay for assistance. Check your tire pressures, because in the heat, your tires are going to expand. So make sure that the oil's good. You do have fluid in your windshield wipers, all of that stuff before you guys take any travels this summer. Any questions for me?
I have a quick question. Councilmember Wong? Go ahead first.
Thank you. So I'm just kind of tracking some information regarding DUI. Do you know what streets those were, the DUI?
One of, not with me, one of the collisions is kind of like a miscellaneous street that we have categorized. And then the other one, I believe, was on Lake Avenue. And I don't know the cross street for that.
Thank you.
Any other questions? I was just going to ask one. A land use committee meeting 2 weeks ago. There was a gentleman there from the Rite Aid parking lot, one of the businesses, and was saying in case of an emergency, he always called the CHP first, not the sheriff's. The sheriff's was across the street. I just wonder if you get calls like that, do you forward them to sheriff, or what would be protocol?
A lot of times it's, from my understanding, it just is based off where you're calling from. But there's a dispatch center, so if it does go to either our dispatch center or sheriff's and it does need to be transferred, then it'll be transferred that way.
So even if they called the sheriff, it could possibly, called the CHP, it could still be sheriff's?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else?
Have you been made aware of any additional or an increase in accidents on New York Drive west of Allen? Oh my God, I just lost my train of thought. Near Sinaloa, where the construction is underway. We've had some complaints from residents about safety on that street.
I believe we're doing research on that. The captain's been made aware, and we're going to do a joint collaboration on that.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next will be item 5.2 from the Altadena Sheriff's, Lieutenant Alex Canjola. I know. Oh, Captain Jacobs, it's a change since.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll fix that
I'm
for
sorry.
you. But Alex is here.
Sorry, Captain.
That's okay. Good evening, Mr. Chair and fellow council members, town council. I'd like to begin tonight's meeting with announcing who I am. I've met some of you at some of the concerts in the park. I'm Captain Marjory Jacobs. See? Thank you. See, it's so new.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
I still turn around and say Lieutenant. I have 27 years in law enforcement experience. I've worked out here collectively through Crescenta Valley, Altadena for over 6 years, various ranks. My last time here in Altadena was 14 years ago as a field sergeant, and I had an absolute blast. So I'm really excited to be back in Altadena as your station captain. I look forward to working closely with not only the community, but town council and various other groups that are, there's lots of groups in Altadena, and it makes it a lot of fun, very interesting. I also want to take the time to thank my partner, Lieutenant Alex Canchoa. He held up the station. He was a station commander after Captain Stuckey retired in March. He filled that role and did an excellent job. He's done an excellent job in my 3 weeks here. I often ask him if his back hurts from holding me up, but he's a good, strong guy. So no, he's made my transition very smooth, and I'm very, very lucky that he's staying on board at the station. So, yeah. I have a couple announcements before I go into the crime trends and stats. Our summer enforcement team has been deployed again this year, thanks to Supervisor Kathryn Barger's office. 2 deputies out there doing a great job handling some of the more problematic areas that we deal with and we've identified. On August 1st, if you're interested in meeting our new sheriff, Alex Villanueva, he'll be here in town for our town hall meeting. He's going to host. He would love to have the community come out and chat with him. I have some flyers here that I can leave. I've also emailed it to Okorie. So if you're interested, please come out. That's at 6:30 here at the Community Center on August 1st. Also, Altadena will be celebrating the National Night Out. That's the first Tuesday in August, August 6th. That's going to be at Farnsworth Park as well. That's open to all the community members. Hopefully, some of you folks will be able to show up. And it's just a lot of fun for families and kids. There's bouncers and face painting and whatnot. So that's going to be a fun time. And last announcement is working in conjunction with our LA County Fire Department and the U.S. Forestry. I'm proud to say that our 4th of July celebration holiday went off without any significant problems, and everybody behaved themselves. We didn't have any major fires or anything like that, so I was really, really pleasantly surprised. I was out there patrolling with Lieutenant Kanshoa in all different areas. He kind of gave me a tour of the town. So that's good news. Now on to the crime report. Basically, the overall Part 1 crimes are, which you all have copies of, are down 1.3% for the month of June. We did have one homicide in the month of June. We had one rape reported in June. We had no robberies using a weapon. We had one robbery, a strong arm robbery. Our aggravated assaults decreased from 7 to 4. Our aggravated assaults involving domestic violence went from 2 to 0. Our residential burglaries went from 7 to 3. One of the residential burglaries, a house was under construction. There was 2 arrests made in that particular residential burglary. Burglary other structures went from 1, rose up to 5. And that's as much as breaking a window, entering, and we don't know what the loss is at the moment of the report. Larceny, grand theft, and petty theft, which includes theft from vehicles, which is one of our biggest concerns and problems within the community, was 11. Some of these involved tools being stolen from the beds of trucks, several unlocked vehicles with, we call that crimes of opportunity, where people just leave valuables laying loose, and we constantly need your help to not only lock your car, but secure your valuables. Either take them with you, hide them, put them in your trunk. Just, I always suggest that if you're going to go to a location, like say you're going to go hiking, we'll pull into Rite Aid, secure your valuables, and then go park where you're going to go hiking. Don't get out, open your trunk, and put your things in, close your trunk, look around, and go for a 2-hour hike. It may not be there when you get back. So that's one thing I suggest. Larcenies and vehicle burglaries, we went from 13 down to 8. There was 3 window smashes at the 24-Hour Fitness, and landscape tools were stolen from a vehicle where they cut a padlock. So again, just remember to lock your vehicles and take your keys. If you go to the gym, some people will leave their keys in the car. I don't know why. They take the key fob, but they leave the keys. Just take everything with you, and that makes it easy on us and easy on you. 0 shopliftings, larceny shopliftings. Grand theft auto went from 3 to 5. Of the 5 vehicles that were stolen, we had 3 recovered vehicles. And year to date, we have 27 grand theft autos. It's down 32% from 2018. So those are some good numbers. We had 0 arsons this time around. Another highlight to say, comparison to May, the overall narcotics arrest doubled. It went from 11 to 22. So I was happy to see that. As far as the census tract, some of the things to highlight. The most crimes committed this particular time were involved in 4602, and that was basically larceny, grand theft, and grand theft autos, which increased those numbers in that particular census tract. The census tract 4610 was the largest decrease from May's numbers, going from 13 to 7. And they reduced crimes in aggravated assaults, larceny, and burglary, vehicle burglaries. Some of the things that we're doing out there just so you're aware, our action plans for crime suppression is to continue high visibility in the areas, especially some of the trailheads, people parking. We have reserve deputies constantly walking around and asking people, did you secure your items? Did you lock your car? just making people more aware and having extra patrol in those areas where we know they're getting hit. In the business districts where we're having problems in parking structures, at the 24-hour fitness, we're using decoy cars, and we're having extra patrols in those areas just to make sure that there's more eyes and people are aware that we're out there, we're watching. We're also maintaining communications with our neighboring law enforcement agencies, not only the Highway Patrol, Pasadena Patrol, Glendale, Crescenta Valley Station. It's really important that our crime analysts meet on a regular basis and talk about crime trends, days of the week, times of the week, and if there's any commonalities in burglary crews or things like that we need to be aware of. And our detectives are also constantly in contact with their fellow detectives. And we just continue to communicate with the community via our social media crime briefings. We're very active in social media, if you guys have seen on all the different platforms. Deputy Page does a wonderful job of getting out the message, both positives, when we find people, and especially hiking. Hiking is huge. People want to get out there. It's beautiful at nighttime. But just be prepared when you're out there with water and food and that kind of thing. And I just need to ask the community, if you see something, say something. If it's suspicious, please call. If it is an emergency, call 911. If it comes from your cell phone, it could go to the California Highway Patrol first. If it does, it'll get bounced back over to us and vice versa. If it's a traffic collision, involving something that we need the Highway Patrol, it gets forwarded to them. So just dial 911 if it's an emergency. If it's something that's suspicious, you can call our direct line. But we really need your help to keep your individual communities as safe as possible. You're our eyes and ears. We work collaboratively with you, and that helps everybody have a safer community and the crimes remain low. That's all I have this evening. If I have any questions from any of the town council members.
Councilmember Victoria?
Good evening, welcome.
Thank you.
I received a voicemail from a citizen who I think may have been tracking some of the 4th of July firework problems in my census tract. Can I put her in touch with you, or is there someone at the sheriff's station? She feels like she wants to communicate the trouble that she noticed that night.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
I'll leave my cards up here.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome.
How do we find out what the sheriff's helicopters are responding to around Eaton Canyon? Do you guys get word on if it's just rescues or just patrols for fires? I always wonder if there's an emergency happening because I live right there in Eaton Canyon. And I know sheriffs do have a helicopter. Do you get feeds on what's going on, or how do we find out, or should I not even care?
No, you can care. No, if we call them for a rescue or we call them for a crime in progress, we're going to know. We can easily tell you. We can say that, sometimes we get on social media and we'll say there might have been an accident, there might have been an active hiking missing person that we're looking into. Helicopters are there. It's not uncommon to have fire or sheriffs up, doing rescues and things like that. So if you call, we'll certainly be able to tell you if they've been dispatched from us, or if we requested them, like say there was a burglary in progress and we request them, or a pursuit or something like that, we'll know.
Yeah.
So we found that Deputy, because I live over your way too, Deputy Page often posts on Nextdoor, but you can call the station. One of the things that everybody should know, though, is that up in that area, sometimes the Pasadena PD responds, and you guys don't often know that. So the answer that you get when you call the sheriff's station is, we have no idea, it's not ours. And so and then I guess you have to call the PD if you're interested in following up on that, because there are pockets of Pasadena up over there.
Correct.
But often just calling the station, they'll let you know. Or they'll say it's not ours. Yeah.
Councilmember Jones?
I just have a question regarding making businesses not responsible, but involved in reducing the crime, such as 24-hour fitness. How do we get them involved? I mean, putting up cameras would solve a big problem there. And my census tract, the numbers are high because of 24-hour fitness. It's open 24 hours. But how do we do that? Is there...
When your numbers are high, my numbers are high.
Okay.
So I'm more than willing to work with you and the business community, and maybe it might be a separate town hall meeting with the businesses in that area. A lot of it's corporate, and if corporate doesn't allow you to put things on their building, then both of our hands are tied, unfortunately, but we love cameras. We love surveillance cameras, and it helps us a lot. But there's some other things we can do as well, but I'd be interested in having a business watch meeting and work with you to get together with those folks.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? I have a question. On 4602, are you waiting for a question? 4602, we have the highest rate of instances probably for the last 3 months, and it's proportionately high. And I'm just wondering if that pertains mainly to the hiking and the hiking season right now being summer. Because with a proportionate high, what can we do to bring those numbers down? If we know ahead of time that it is a certain area, then that's something we can work on.
Well, 2 of your crimes are aggravated assaults, and you really can't help those.
Yeah.
But yes, I noticed that the larceny, grand theft, and petty theft would be your theft from your vehicles. And it's just a matter of getting the word out there, and we're policing the area. We're trying to, we leave cards. I don't know if you've seen the little cards that we leave on cars when we identify. They're locked, but they have something of value, and we're cops, and we see that. We leave a card like, don't do that. That's as much as we really can do. I'll leave a card with you. They're quite interesting. Just it's kind of like tag. We saw you. It's not poking fun at people, but if we see it, they see it. So and we're not the criminals. So.
Thank you.
If you have any other suggestions, I'll be happy to do that.
Okay, maybe we should talk offline further. Councilmember Simmons?
4601, the two residentials. Do you get street reference?
Yes. It's going to be 1879 East Altadena Drive and 2806 Maiden Lane.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's interesting that one of the houses that was burglarized was under fumigation, and people would think that that keeps people away, but there's actually people that will suit up and go in. We still alert the deputies when there is homes under fumigation, so that's another thing to tell the community. If you know your home's going to be under fumigation, please tell us, and we'll let our deputies know and do a drive-by extra patrol just to make sure it sounds ridiculous, but they do. They'll suit up, they'll go in because they know the doors are unlocked normally.
When you have your house fumigated, and I have heard that being a problem, can you set the alarm on the house? Because people have alarms, can have arm response.
Yeah, I would think so. After they're done with their job, yeah, set it.
So when it's tented, you could have the alarm going while it's tented? Yeah. No, but it was going to deter anyone from going in if the alarm goes off when they're on their way in. Well, it goes off after a while. Yeah.
We run in with our gas mask. We take care of it.
That's what. Thank you.
Thank you.
And welcome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I had a spiral in it. Okay, item 5.3, County Fire. Chief McKay.
Mr. Chairman, good evening, Town Council. Chief Anderson Mackey, Assistant 3 for Locker Center in Altadena and La Cañada. Today I'd like to present to you the activity report for Altadena. So we had a total of 348 responses. We had 7 fires. We had 300 medical calls. 22 service calls, 7 hazardous condition calls, and 12 good intent calls. Of the patients seen for the 300 calls, the majority of those were persons sick and major injuries. Of the 301 patients that were seen, 222 of those were transported. 93 of those were transported with paramedics, and the 129 without paramedics. So the ambulance company normally has an EMT that rides in the back. So on the page 2, the fire calls, you can see there's no really significant fire, although every fire is significant to the person whose house is being damaged. Open fire pit, you can see that. Cooking fire, vehicle fire, another cooking fire, trash fire, and another cooking fire in Maiden Lane. So no, this last week we did have a small brush fire up in the Eden Canyon area, if you guys are aware of that. So our crews did put that out pretty quick. There was the cause of that was some brush clearance that was going on by one of the workers. Caused a bit of a spark, and we were able to get there and put that out pretty quick. So I was looking at my records. This time last year, I already had 4 major fires going on in my area. So we're having a good year so far. So yeah, knock on, yeah, whatever the wood is. So the other incidents were the hazardous condition calls. You can see those power lines down, defective wiring. So we had about 9 of those. And 15 traffic collisions. So I looked at these collisions compared to last month, and not too many on what we had on Woodbury. Right at Woodbury Lake, we had a few over there. So they're pretty spread out. And keep in mind, our traffic collisions could be slightly lower than what the CHP has. And that concludes our report. Any questions?
Any questions from the council?
Oh, I got one thing to add, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So in regards to the question about the helicopters near Eden Canyon, so keep in mind a lot of times, you may hear a lot of those on the weekends where we have a lot of hikers going up and down the canyon, including myself. And we occasionally we do have people who have a twisted ankle or get stuck or something like that. So a lot of times, either if it's not a LA County helicopter, it'll be a sheriff's copter, Air 5. You'll see the copter there, and they'll assist with removing that patient or transporting that patient to the local hospital.
Thank you.
Sorry, any other
Any
questions?
questions? We'll start from that side. Councilmember Knapp.
Just quickly, do those rescues out in Eaton Canyon, if they involve fire or sheriff, are they always reported through Pulse Point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was going to bring that up.
Okay.
So
So
if
I
you-
see, Pulse Point is an app where the emergency response is recorded, whether it's a vehicle accident and who responds and what sort of.
Correct. You can
It's a great
set
app.
what you want to be notified on, whether it's an EMS call or traffic collisions or just fires only. So otherwise that thing's going to be going off all night. So you make sure you want to set it to what you want. That
Or
way
you can have no
see.
notifications and just go back and view. So someone will
Correct.
say what happened and I'll go back and view and you can see the previous, I think, 24 hours or so.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you want to follow Division 3. That's area here. So.
Councilmember Ezieme.
The earthquakes that we've had,
Yes.
were there anything related to the emergencies that you had to cover?
That's a great question. I don't believe so. I know when the earthquake occurred, I was on vacation, so I did feel it in the desert. And we normally go through our normal operations. We'll definitely make sure to secure the station, first of all, and then we'll go out and survey the district. So based on our report, we did feel the earthquake, but there was no damage in the county of LA or to the fire stations or in the county that we noticed.
Do you have a question?
What's the threshold for an earthquake that you actually have a pull the apparatus and do the surveys?
Anytime we feel it, we actually open the doors, pull the engine, pull the apparatus out of the bay in case we get another aftershock. So we don't want to get
So
the last
it's
thing.
local felt motion.
Yes, yes. So the last thing we want to do is be stuck in the fire station when we can't respond, so.
As we all know, we're close to the mountain, and you were talking about the brush fires up there. This last winter was the wettest winter we've had in a long time, so I'm sure that the brush is really high right now. Are we at a higher risk season right now because of the wet winter? And is this something we need to be careful of?
Well, as the fire season approaches, which is usually late August, a lot of the fuels that we have are start to dry out even more. There's still some green in the area, so there's a little moisture in some of the fuels. So as we get towards August, September, and into the Santa Ana wind time, yes, it'll start to dry out, so we're a little more vulnerable then.
Yeah, because there's a lot more, because of the wet, there's a lot more growth, which
Correct.
means there's going to be a lot more dry brush.
We got a fresh grass crop out there that's starting to dry out.
Okay. All right, thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Oh, hold on, do you have a question?
Just a small question regarding the brush fire.
Yes.
Do you happen to know if that was the city of Pasadena's brush clearance or what agency was doing the brush clearance?
It was just a brush clearance unit. I didn't get which unit. I believe that area is part of the county.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Good?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. That's probably the last one. Okay, moving on. Item number 5.4 from Map Your Neighborhood, Karen Gibson.
My name's Karen Gibson, and Captain Jacobs is right. Altadena has lots and lots of groups, and I'm so proud that some of our important groups are disaster preparedness groups, citizen-based disaster preparedness groups. So yay for us that we have taken it seriously and we've run with it. Most of you are aware of Map Your Neighborhood, but nonetheless, I'm going to pass out the flyers I have for you. One explains Map Your Neighborhood, and one, I'm happy to say, announces our next community training, which is on Sunday over at the Altadena Town and Country Club from 4 to 6:30 Sunday afternoon. And on that one afternoon, you can learn how to bring Map Your Neighborhood to your street and how you can work with your neighbors to form a plan to respond to any disaster, really. Of course, now that we're so focused on earthquakes, that's a good one to start with. But anyway, you come and you learn how to make a plan with your neighbors for how you can survive sort of individually in your own household, but also how you can act effectively within that first hour after a disaster so that you can save as many lives as possible and minimize damage as much as possible. And I'm happy to tell you also, so that's good news. Do RSVP though. There are more flyers in the back for members of the audience, but please do RSVP, either by phone or email, because we want to be sure to have enough materials and enough seats, a big enough room at the country club, Town and Country Club. And two of the important items that we use in Map Your Neighborhood block meetings are either a DVD, or this is kind of ancient history, we have a digital version too, but this is what guides the conversation among neighbors. And it guides you through the booklet that every single person, every neighbor goes home with that gives all the critical information that you need for getting ready and to be effective with your neighbors. And I'm really happy to tell you that we got, that the Altadena Map Your Neighborhood group got a grant from the Altadena Earthquake Alliance. What is it? Earthquake rats. I had it a second ago. Anyway, we got a grant and we used it to buy more shingles. These are called shingles. So we've got plenty, so bring it on. Schedule, call, get your meeting scheduled, but come to training first so that you can see what it's all about and you don't have to be scared. Last thing, if you would indulge me just one more moment. Chairman Ezieme, ex-chairman, Representative Ezieme, I want to thank you so much for your support for Map Your Neighborhood. You've just been terrific and have really been a steadfast fan and promoter. So thank you so, so much.
Thank you.
Any questions from anybody?
That's it. Any questions? Go ahead, Councilmember Knapp.
Hi.
Hello.
how often do you suggest, or is it suggested that if you have had a neighborhood meeting, that you update it or have a second or follow-up meeting? Like, I feel like we're not quite a year out from my meeting, but I feel like we're probably due, especially in light of recent events.
I think you're right. I think you want to do it at least every year, and since you have contact information for your neighbor, perfect for a potluck or, whatever, so you can kind of just fold it right into that. At any time, there's bubbling energy for it, and whoever is willing to step up and do it, like we'll be doing second meetings. But I think you're right. Not everybody comes to a meeting that lives on a certain block, even though they're invited. Some reason they can't come or don't want to. So you want to try to scoop them up later, but also issues come up that you think, oh, you know what? We don't really know what we're going to do with our horses, or what we're going to do with, how about communication? We need someone to come in and talk to us about walkie-talkies and ham radios, and how's all the useful information going to be funneled to the right place, and or even sanitation. How are we going to handle that on a hyper-local basis? So I would say anytime someone is willing to step up and do it, go for it. Yeah.
And then my second question is, after my Map Your Neighborhood for my neighborhood, we exchange contact information for someone with Blue Can Water. Is that contact still viable?
Yes.
Yes.
As far as I know, it is, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Councilmember Jones?
I just want to know, can you send this to me in PDF?
I will. It's Sunday, so the time is
I'll
a little
just
short.
put it out tomorrow.
Okay, that's on me. I am sporting a new knee, so I've been a little bit out of commission, so I apologize. Our next training isn't until September, so if you've got anybody who's a little bit on the hook, even get them on the phone and get them.
Karen, I just had a quick question, and I know this is, well, you just mentioned it about the walkie-talkies. I think CERT had a class on that. Did they? Do you know if they're going to do another one? I think CERT.
Right, alert is we're all networked up here, right?
So do you know if they're planning on having another?
I don't know, but I'll find out.
Okay.
I'll find out, and we'll get back to you.
There's an overall CERT training in Crescenta Valley next month.
Yeah. Our folks had didn't we have the Darlings or something do a class on?
Right. They have from time to time, and Deb Halberstadt and the Sheriff's Department hosts a monthly meeting, and sometimes they have different focuses. So I don't know what their upcoming focus is. Maybe radio would be one of the ones, but I'll talk to them and
okay,
have
I'd be
them get in touch with you.
interested.
Sure.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to know about it. So yeah, it'd be good.
I have them sitting in my kitchen.
Good. Now
Not
what?
doing anything. Exactly. And I have a license.
Yay! Oh, so you're a ham now?
No.
Oh, the
I am a ham.
Oh no, you're kind of shy. Come
But
on.
that's not what I meant. No. You need a license
The
for the
GMRS.
higher frequency.
The GMRS, right.
Yeah,
Right.
GMR, okay, whatever, yeah.
Good, excellent, good.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Karen. Now we're going to move forward to public comments. Do we have any public comments? Okay, in case we missed the meeting, there are public comment cards on top of the piano at the back of the room. There we go.
Just one quick reminder, because I won't see you again until after the August 3rd block party. Thank you, hosted by Assemblymember Holden, August 3rd from 11 to 3, block party and resource fair. We're completely booked with all of our tables from the state agencies, so you have a chance to meet with some of your state agencies. We have a focus on sustainability. So this year we're going to have at least one or two electric vehicles to be toured and provided. We have cooling stations because it will be hot, and we have entertainment. So hope to see you all there. Thank you very much. Thank you. Maybe you can put that on an e-blast too, and also to you for the newsletter.
Can you get that in PDF to us?
Yes, I can. I'll do that tonight.
So it can be shared, is it on the Assemblyman's Facebook page?
It's probably on his page and on the website, but I can also send it PDF.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
And there's handicap parking.
There has to by law, correct? Yeah. All right, moving on to the committee reports. We go to Land Use Committee, 7.1, and Diane Markison.
Yes, the Land Use Committee met 2 weeks ago, and we reviewed the renewal of a Verizon wireless rooftop facility. The committee voted, confirmed that they would send the project then off to the town council for review, and Pat has that information.
And, wait a minute, I know John, smack dab in front of me, yes.
I'll pass these around
Right.
for those that haven't seen it yet.
Most everybody was at the land use, but not everybody was, so John will just give a brief overview.
Yeah, we'll share, yeah.
I already have one already, yeah.
Good evening, Chairman and council members. My name is John Dietrich with Core Development Services, representative for Verizon Wireless. For those of you that haven't seen this project yet, I will run through it briefly here. So basically, the reason that I'm here tonight before you with this project is we are here to renew the conditional use permit for the existing rooftop wireless facility at 2235 North Lake Avenue on top of the commercial building there. The site was originally approved in 1996, and Verizon operates 4 antennas on the rooftop. There's another carrier there that operates other antennas under a separate permit. So when we went in and applied for our renewal of this permit, Verizon was planning to make a standard upgrade to the antennas, and part of that is they slide the existing antennas closer together. And then, so we went in and we proposed that, and we were planning to just keep it painted to match what is currently out there. Our case planner, Jolie Hui with the Department of Regional Planning, had asked us to add some sort of concealment for the antennas to keep up with their current code. So what we're proposing is just a kind of slimline architect, or kind of a faux chimney, and it will be textured and to match the existing brick on the facade of the building. So we didn't have really any issues, I think, at the Land Use Committee, and we're moving forward with that. I'm here to answer any questions that you might have. So,
Pat, you taking the lead?
Do you have any
questions?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like a motion?
Yeah.
And I do have the correct numbers this time that I didn't have before.
That's right.
Yes, yes. And as a matter of interest, this is a 15-year renewal. I verified that with Jolie.
great, thanks.
And she also said that the other facility on the other carrier is also up for renewal, so that'll be coming along pretty quickly.
Okay.
And she'll do her best to make sure that everybody's got the same little doodad, the same chimney. Whatever it's going to end up looking like, they'll be all the same and not just, a lot of odds and ends. So in the matter of CUP RPPL 2018-005 G 64, Project 2018003629, the renewal of the Verizon wireless facility at 2235 North Lake to replace 4 existing rooftop antennas. I make a motion to send this to regional planning with a recommendation to approve the request with the following conditions. Work on the project is to be done during business hours, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Compliance with all federal and state guidelines to include FCC standards for radio frequency. Design of the decorative covering to complement the design of the office building. Thank you.
Before we make a vote on that, is there any public comments? Did any public comment cards come in on this matter? No,
Nope.
okay. No discussion. Okay, moving forward for a vote.
Okay.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? Okay, so moved.
Thank you. And you guys can dispose of those or show them to your kids. This is sell side, whatever you want. Thank you.
Moving on to item 7.2, Election Committee, Jennifer Lee.
We have a special election. As you know, during our regular election in June, Census Tract 4603.02 did not have a candidate. So, according to our bylaws, what we do is a special election. And applications came in, the deadline was last Friday. We have 2 applications. We have Dr. Sandra Thomas and Christopher O'Malley, and we will be voting at the next meeting on this. So what's going to happen, I have their statements right here. I'm going to be sending them out to all of you. I encourage you to reach out to them by phone or by email and talk to them, because you will be voting for this person next month. Please call me and contact me if you have any questions. And that is how we do a special election. Do you have any questions now?
Is Christopher O'Malley in the house to ask questions of later?
He's right
So
there.
if any council member after the meeting would like to
And who
meet-
else is here? There
and
next.
Dr. Thomas.
Yes.
And Dr. Thomas is here in the front row.
Right.
Dr. Thomas, will you be here after the meeting? Okay, in case anybody,
Well, she's got to make sure her ride.
yeah, okay. Or they can go with you and talk in the car. Okay, all right. Moving on, item number 8, the community reports. Altadena Library, Cindy Cleary.
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations on all the good work that you do for the community. And lots of things going on at the library. Number 1 is our summer reading program is continuing. We have about another month of that, and it's a great opportunity for all the children of Altadena and beyond to keep up with their reading skills and their love of reading. That's our primary goal. The program will close on Saturday, August 17th, so you still have about a month, after which we're going to have a big celebration, a space party, and outdoor movie. And the event will feature a mobile planetarium experience from the Carnegie Observatory, an interactive photo booth, food trucks, a lot of things going on inside the library, and we'll have a huge screen in the parking lot where we'll be featuring Star Wars Rogue One, so it should be a fun event. But between now and then, I encourage everybody, if you have children, know of children, please send them our way to enjoy the pleasure of reading. Then we too are going to be involved in Assemblymember Chris Holden's block party, and if you'd like to visit our booth, we will have virtual reality equipment there, so you can have a VR experience, which will be kind of cool. You can do that at the library too, but it's kind of fun to do it outside with all your friends. And then in September, we're going to be looking to you for some assistance. It's library card sign-up month, and we'd really like to get as many people to get library cards as possible from each of your districts. And, you know, it is the passport to all the incredible services that are offered at the Altadena Library. As you know, I'm the, or you may not know, if you do know, I'm the interim director in Altadena, so we are actively recruiting right now for a permanent director. And we expect, if all goes well, we expect to appoint someone by the end of September. But in the meantime, we want your opinions as to what your library director should be. And so to that end, if you visit our website at www.altadenalibrary.org/director -survey/, or you can just go altadenalibrary.org, and there is a section on Make Your Voice Heard, and there's a survey on there, and you can give your opinion as to what your next director should be. And the recruiting firm, we were working with a recruiting firm from up north, will take that in consideration as he makes recommendations to us. And then finally, our board of directors is about to embark on a strategic planning process. So please look for that on the website. There'll be a lot of opportunities for you to be involved, the community to be involved in, once again, voicing your opinion about what we should be doing in the library over the next 5 years. So thank you. Any questions?
Councilmember Knapp?
We have not had a chance to meet, so it's nice to meet you. Do you have the date for the Taste of Dina handy?
Yeah, it is September 28th.
September 28th.
Yeah, and the foundation is actually meeting tomorrow night. They're hot and heavy in planning process, but I have never been to it, but I hear it's an incredible event. So, anything else?
Councilmember Wilkins?
Is Uni still working at the library?
Yeah, she's actually.
I sent her an email and I'm not sure it went to the right place. Tell her Reggie's looking for her.
She's actually in Scotland right now, but
oh, that's why. She didn't.
If she's not responding, that's why.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, she's our volunteer coordinator. That it?
Okay,
All right.
Councilmember Sutherlen?
It's not a question, but it's a statement. I love the new checkout.
Oh, I know.
I
Well,
mean,
thank you.
I had a little trouble getting my card to start it, but you take the whole stack of books and just sit them right on the thing, and you're done.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
The other good news is that a lot of people have told me is really good news is that we no longer outsource our telephone calls. So now when you call the Altadena Library, you will get a person that works there. So that seems to make a lot of people happy.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving on. Chamber of Commerce, 8.3. Doug Cauliflower, is he? Oh, I'm sorry. Parks and Rec, 8.2. Let's do that. I do apologize. Sam Estrada. That's because I checked it ahead of time. Yeah, okay.
Thank you for not forgetting me. I was like, man, don't skip me.
Next month?
Yeah. So, but no, thank you. We actually have a lot that's going on at all three facilities coming up. I'll start off with Loma Alta Park. We have our summer camp that's going on really strong, and it's with our Esteem program, as I've mentioned before. And this week they're doing the E is for Environment, and they actually have a speaker that's coming. We met with him. Actually, I met with his wife here at the town council, and he's going to do a presentation with the kids on Friday. So he's a chemistry teacher, and he's going to do a presentation for them. But it's going strong, as I said, and then it's a free summer lunch program that they offer at Loma Alta, both lunch and snack. And also we do the same program at Charles White Park. Both programs are Monday through Friday, and Charles White is $40 per week, with Loma Alta being $100 per week, and that includes the field trips and everything, the swim days and all that for the kids. Kids go swimming pretty much 7 days a week, or 5 days a week, I'm sorry, but the pool is open 7 days a week. If you have questions about the hours, I can give you the hours later on, or I can email it to everybody so that way they're aware of what the hours at the pool are. So We do have extended hours during Parks After Dark, which the pool is open from 6 to 8, and that's on Thursday, Friday. And on Saturday, it's open the same from 6 to 8. And also during Parks After Dark, we also do have the free swim, and during the afternoons, it's free as well for the community. Our teen program, Our Spot, is going pretty strong as well. The kids do a lot of activities. Actually, today they went down to Santa Monica Pier with the staff, and they spent the day out there, and it was a great trip that they took on the free beach bus. So it's a lot of fun activities that they do with these kids to get them out. We do speakers, we do spoken word, we do writing classes, we do mentoring, we do tutoring. So it's a lot of things that we offer for these kids, a safe space for these kids to be empowered by the staff, by those that are in the community. So as I always say, anybody that wants to be a part of this program, it's a great program. If you want to offer your services, just see me or email me, and I'll be able to get you connected with that program. Parks After Dark, we have a busy week this week. We have our resource fair that's going to be on Thursday, and it's going to be starting at 6 p.m. and the event goes on till 10 p.m. Then on Saturday, we have our Historical Black College event, and that will also be taking place at the top and also in the horse arena area. So be sure to come out, check it down there. There's going to be food, there's going to be entertainment, and a lot to see. So if you're interested in coming out to that, please join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. They've been doing that now for about 10 years or plus. So it's a lot of fun, and I've been part of it ever since I've been in the Altadena district. Switching over to Farnsworth Park, they are also doing a summer camp program, $75 a week. Their program is very good, that they've been working with the kids. They have a lot of staff now that we've been able to get over there to help the supervisor, so it's a good program with the kids. And they enjoy working with the kids that are up there when they have the overflow of kids from Loma Alta with their 100 plus. So also at Farnsworth Park, we have the summer concert series. I will say the last two concerts, from what I've been told, the first one I wasn't able to attend, but the second one, they've been very well attended, and they've been outstanding concerts. So this week we have Floyd and the Flyboys, so that should be a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to that one as well. So I'll be busy going back and forth between Loma Alta and Farnsworth Park. Just a note also about Farnsworth Park, we did start the renovation of our tennis courts today, so they will be down for a while. I don't have the exact timetable. I hope to have it for you guys by the next meeting, which would probably put in line of how long it should take. But they started removing the fencing around the tennis courts, and that's part of phase 1, so they should be finished, they said, within the week of that phase 1. So like I said, I'll have more information. If people want to email me and ask me questions about the process, I can send you some information and things like that. One thing that we are hosting at Farnsworth Park will be the National Night Out. I'm sure the sheriff's mentioned that. Again, that's on August 6th from 6 to 8 p.m. We'll be having our staff part of this event, so you will see us out there. You'll see me out there on this event, and we're looking forward to that. I have a two-part presentation because this presentation that I'm doing is on behalf of our park project coordinator, and this one is on the renovation that they're going to do at the playground. This project is going to start this Sunday as far as doing the meeting portion for it. The meeting is going to be Sunday, July 21st from 12 to 2. That's going to be at Farnsworth Park. And they'll have the next meeting on August 29th from 6 to 8 p.m. And then the final meeting will be on Saturday, September 21st from 12 to 2. And all of the three meetings will be taking place in the Upper Davies building at Farnsworth Park. Dory, he wanted me to give you this information that they have distributed 1,500 flyers throughout the community with a half-mile radius around the park. Flyers were distributed Wednesday and Thursdays. And then they will have they have meeting flyers that are being sent electronically to the Altadena Library. And they've also been distributed during the summer concert series. They also have a survey. I did bring some, so if people are interested in seeing this survey, it's both electronic and they have the hard form survey both in English and Spanish. So if anybody would like to see it, I can provide it after the meeting. They really want to get input. They basically are saying they're going to get input up to the day that they start this project in 2020. So if you want that, I'll be able to provide it for you. I can also send you the PDF through email, so if you want to send it out to your community constituents. If anybody has any questions on the project, this is going to take place in 2020, so I don't want to confuse a community that's going to be starting this year, but it is going to happen. I was able to ask what exactly is going to be removed and installed. They did say that all the equipment is going to be removed. They will basically remove everything. They're not going to disturb any of the historical landmark rocks that are there. That won't be touched. It's just the actual equipment. They're going to put new footing, new shade, entirely new equipment in the playground area. So if anybody has any questions about that right now, I can answer to the best of my knowledge of what I was given by Dory.
Any questions on the council?
What advice can you give parents who have children that want to go swimming? There was an incident here in Altadena. I know it wasn't at the park, but it was tragic. Yeah. Is there any advice that you can give parents, maybe when they're taking their children to the swimming pool, that they wear those little lifeguard suits or whatever it is that they put on to keep them from going under?
Well, our department has their own rules, their lifeguards, as far as like what they can and can't wear inside the pool. Some of our sites don't allow them to wear the life vest, so you can call up to our pool and ask them what is required and what is not required. My advice is to just ensure that they're able to properly swim without any assistance, basically one full length of the pool. Because that is a requirement that our lifeguards do require for them to be able to do, both children and adults. So when our staff go up there, they have to do that. I would suggest if you're just sending your kids up there to go by themselves, to have a talk with them, ensure that they're not playing around or doing any rough play, because our lifeguards are very on top of it in watching the kids. So, but at the same time, accidents happen, as we are aware of what happened at this pool. So don't ever take for granted that, yes, the lifeguards are there, and speak to your kids and let them know that there's some self-responsibility with when they're up there. Obviously, if they're taking their younger siblings, have the same talk. If you're unable to attend with them, our lifeguards are there on duty. We have several that are there, but just as an extra precaution to make sure your kids are able to fully swim. They do offer swim classes, yes. Sometimes it fills up really quickly, but you can contact the pool and see when they do have their open classes. It does close usually like on Labor Day weekend, is like that Sunday is like the last day the pool is open. So I would check just frequently, sometimes they do have openings, and usually it is online where you can sign up. But like I said, you're best off calling them to see what the classes they have available.
I just wanted to say that with children and drowning, the children tend to drown silently. They slip under the water and they drown. So it's not a typical situation that you would see maybe.
It's
with
not
an adult
obvious.
Where they're where they're splashing around. So I would highly encourage that anyone that is not a proficient swimmer not be unsupervised in any pool ever.
Reggie?
Changing the subject entirely, I just want to thank you, Sam, for letting us astronomers head to Upper Farnsworth on July 8th.
Oh, yes.
We had people we had JPL, we had Carnegie, we had 30-meter telescopes, we had sidewalk astronomers, we had like 6 telescopes, and like maybe less than 50 people, so people could stay as long as they wanted. and look at everything. You usually don't have that. You have hundreds of people. So, and I don't know if you're able to get the 9th of August as a possibility. Let me know if that'll work, because we can have another event on a better night, which would be Friday, the 9th of August. If you can see if you can get that, that'd be great. But thank you again, and it was really fun.
Yeah, that was a great event that we were able to pull together last minute. So for the one in August, we're looking forward to do that again, and we'll also have the flyer. We're looking to have that probably by the end of the week for you. Yeah.
Thank you. Any other questions? Any other questions? You had a lot of programs happening right now. An amazing list. If you have any of those in PDF, can we get those to Councilmember Wong?
Sure.
We can post those?
Yeah.
Because we should be having as much information out there as we possibly can.
Yeah, definitely. And then I'll be sure to give I'm sure it's been passed out, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys do have the flyer about the meeting, the community meeting that is this Sunday. So.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure, yeah, that way we get the word out as much as possible.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you.
Moving on. Veronica Jones, do you want to do the update?
Go ahead. I wasn't at the last meeting.
Okay. The only thing I update from the Chamber of Commerce is they did give away 2 more scholarships this month to access to college to 2 Altadena students. So that's a total of 4 this year, which is awesome. That was 2 $1,000 scholarships to these 2, as well as the 2 previous that went to Dr. Thomas's organization. So I thank them for that. Anyway, moving on. Census tract reports. We have 9.1, 4610.
I wanted to say, on August 23rd, in conjunction with Katie Clark, the trustee of the library, we're doing an ice cream social at Bob Lucas, and we're working on it now, and we hope to have some oral Altadena history there. So that's how our theme's going to be, but it's August 23rd. Okay.
Awesome.
And Antonio has something.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that on Saturday we had our community outreach meeting in which Mr. Kerry Jenkins promised to host for our community. So on July 13, which was this past Saturday, at the Altadena Business Center, we had a very spirited and discussion between community members. A few of the town council members were in attendance, and Mr. Kerry Jenkins hosted the meeting. The meetings were split between 2 meetings, and a total of about 60 people. 70 people attended between both meetings, the first session and the second session. And, things that were discussed were things like parking and transportation, design, how to improve the area, whether we want the vacant lots to be used for homeownership or for commercial use or possibly rental. So a lot of ideas were thrown around, and Mr. Kerry Jenkins did share with us that we received RFQs, meaning that there were 4 qualified entities that would be willing to take on this kind of project, and that when this discussion, concluding this discussion, he's going to be taking all of these ideas and all of these commonalities and themes and going to produce a report for us to share with the community and to incorporate as part of the request for proposal, which we should be expecting by the end of October this year.
And the meeting was attended from people from all over Altadena. It wasn't just 4610. It was a big group. So.
Okay, moving on. The next report is 4602. Do you have anything? Okay, because I was going to announce tomorrow, but you go ahead.
Go ahead.
You can do it. No?
Go ahead. The hearing.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Thanks.
Okay, tomorrow morning is the hearing for the Palm Street project. That's the conclusion of many years of trial and error and work. Anyway, the hearing is downtown at the hearing office tomorrow, 9 a.m. If anybody wishes to go down, and you're also welcome to speak if you have comments.
And you can also watch it online. If you go to the Regional Planning website, you'll be able to watch the whole hearing. You should be able to watch it live.
That was the update on 4602. 4612? Who's 46?
4612?
Already mentioned we're going to have another astronomy event on August 9th in Pavilion. I guess it's your in Okorie's district, right? Farnsworth North is actually yours.
Yeah.
So you better come this time, both of you guys.
Okay.
The kids love it. I do it for the kids, not for the adults will, but it's showing the kids there's something positive in the universe. And also back to Earth. We shook pretty good on the that 7.1 quake. And our house is actually bolted. I did earthquake work on it. But it was still a little bit frightening. So I'd encourage you to make sure you got water at least. We have 75 gallons worth of water. Everything's strapped down. We have supplies, cash. I'm a California native. And
What's your address? Cash?
How much cash?
yeah, everyone says, where do you live? Everyone says the same thing. But no, it's just, as a scientist, I'm very interested, not just the universe, but the Earth. And when that big one happens, it's going to be nothing like that 7.1. It's going to be about 10 or 15 times stronger and a lot closer. It's going to last about 2 minutes. And so it's not going to be a pleasant experience at all. So at least have water. Food, we guys can live a while on our, but the water is a bad thing. You got to have the water. So I'm serious though. Have your water. You can live a while without food, but not without water.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else before we adjourn? May I have a
Motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn? All those in favor? Aye. Adjourned. I see 9:04.